We are live. Oh, wait. I don't know if my mic is working. Oh, yes, it's working. Why do your notifications work and like thousands upon thousands of other people? Oh, there's me. Not work. It's fucked up. I've tried unsubbing, resubbing. You know, I am not sub to too many people. No, you you can get down to the bottom of my list with at least like less than 10 thumb swipes. There are there are some people that you will sit there and swipe for, you know, 20 minutes. I mean, and even after 20 minutes of me swiping down, swiping down, swiping down, I still never made it to the bottom of their fucking list. I was like, for fuck's sakes, I can't do it. You know, I have to go somewhere, or I have to do my job, or I have to go to the bathroom. And I guess I could keep swiping in that instance. But exactly why, right? Because, I don't know. I don't know. Some people have a very lengthy list. Some people are very needy. You know, some creators are very needy. There, who is? Oh, hello, hippie chick. Hello, hippie chick. How are you doing? I don't really have a whole lot to say tonight. Uh, but there are some key things that I do want to say uh, regarding recent. I won't say events, but I guess events on other people's channels. People were, I think, taking something I said not necessarily the wrong way in a malicious way, but they maybe weren't considering um, the position of an outsider. I'm not asleep, and I'm supposed to be. Well, hey, listen, don't stick around on our account. My account. Don't want you suffering for it's basically a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, well, I think a lot of people do have insomnia, right? I mean, yeah, I get it. Well, and I'm at a disadvantage here because I can't. I work a day job, so I can't really consider the UK time. I mean, I can consider it, but I can't really abide by it until it's the weekend. And I would assume, probably 3 to 4 p.m. UK time, which would be what if it's three, so that would be 6 hours behind. That would be 9 a.m. for me. That, and the only time I could do that would be on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The only issue with that for me is that well, I got shit to do on the weekend most of the time, and when I'm not doing shit, I'm catching up on sleep because I don't get a lot of it during the week because of my work week. So it's a little difficult for me. Hippie chick said, "Oh, so much crap happening right now. I know it. I know it. I know it. Yeah, and all of it's unfortunate. And um, I love how there's this air of let's support but let's destroy at the same time. You know, that's really why I was going live and wanted to just say just a couple of things about some things I heard on a couple lives. Um, you know, what has happened, in my opinion, is not right all the way around. You know, it's just not right. Um, I don't know. I kind of look at it like the Mrs. Portland situation. I saw a paradox when all that was going down between her and Natasha, and how I felt like some people in well, call it out that way. How I felt like some other creators, two of them specifically, sort of kind of injected Mrs. Portland into Dorothy's channel after Mrs. Portland had an issue with Natasha. They used her. They used her, a vulnerable person, and it doesn't, in my mind, it doesn't matter uh, whether or not she's vindictive, right, or spiteful. Right. It does that the spin on the polarity of her mental illness to me isn't fair. Right. You're talking about a mentally ill person, right? Where does it say that mentally ill people aren't spiteful, right, or vindictive? Right. Same as everybody else. Same as everybody else.
But I don't treat people that are people that were blessed with less, is the way I look at it. Raised. You suck it up a little bit more.
Yeah.
You don't pick on the weaker.
And by the way, Mrs. Portland, if you ever hear this, I'm not saying that you're just a spiteful, vindictive, mentally ill person. I don't want it to come across that way. I just don't think it's fair to assume that a person with a disability or a mental impairment is labeled spiteful and vindictive, right?
You saw somebody.
I didn't. I mean, I guess I could say I saw that behavior.
That's what I'm saying. Behavior doesn't make up the entire.
Yeah, even with mental impairments, right? I mean, I saw this in the hospital, a few years back. I was in the hospital with a dude that, he he would go to bed at I don't know what disabilities he had, but clearly he was mentally impaired. But he was also like a savant with a bunch of stuff like music and numbers and math and things like that. Um, he literally would lay down in the bed and go to bed at 9 o'clock at night. The sad part was that his parents would neither parent wanted him. The father didn't want him, the mother didn't want him. They were divorced. They were probably divorced over him and his situation. And could he be a spiteful, vindictive person? I suppose he could be. Could he be a hateful person? I suppose he could be. But I don't think you throw out, the mental part, or the disability part, just because you may perceive that somebody has ill intentions. I don't know. That's just me, though. It's completely mad. All this side choosing. Yes, everyone being used, or I think shit on or hurt or lied to or stolen from or talked about, etc., etc., etc. I suffer with depression. I think it's no blooming wonder. Yeah, yeah, totally get that. Totally get that. Um, yeah, right. You bring up a good point in the beginning of that comment, Matt. All the side choosing, right? Side choosing and flip flopping, right? And I'll just go ahead and say it. You know, I don't know, Hippie, if you saw um, Kelly's live with Mo, but Mo really nailed it. And within the first like 15 or 20 minutes of that live, she really did. Um, I listened to most of Ginger and Amber's live last night. Kelly's live occurred the night before, um, with Amber in the chat, and Mo said it, when she brought up that nobody really is thinking of Amber's child, and when Mo said nobody, she didn't mean just one person. She meant everybody. And I found it interesting that Ginger decided to go ahead and go live the very next day, which was yesterday, right? Um, Continue to hammer down and hammer down and hammer down, and then literally put. Here's my issue, Ginger. You said you never know who is watching and listening, and then you proceeded to put pictures of Amber's daughter up on your fucking channel again and again and again. Now, in my opinion, people might think that it's their right to do that. And I wouldn't argue with that. You know, I would love it if the internet was a safe space for everyone, but it's not, and it never has been. First off, that's completely hypocritical. And second off, it's reckless. Again, Mo pointed it out on Kelly's live. Nobody is thinking about that girl, about her daughter. Really, what I see going on is everybody wants to jump on this one creator for having a completely natural reaction to something that she perceived, right? Not right necessarily, perceived as warranted. And here we have the mob justice, in my opinion. Hey, Lady Witch, you got this entire mob jumping on her. Not right. You took somebody that was in a vulnerable position and then want to turn around and jump on her. No, that's not right. It's not right. It's also not right to portray that oh well, now that we've got this one person who's not saying anything, all of a sudden the one villain is gone. There was only one villain, right? I mean, that's the way I see it. There was only this one person.
I think anybody can.
Well, surely anybody can be a villain, right?
All the people that claim that I'm good, I didn't do anything wrong, I don't do this, I don't do that, I don't do that. That's bullshit. We all do wrong. We all in our lives have done something that probably wasn't a great idea. And I think the fact that people want to act like I'm right, you're wrong is Simple to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Hey, Green Eyes. Hey, Lady Witch. Unsubbed from so many people lately. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I've only unsubbed from a couple, but only really because
Oh yeah.
I'm just waiting to catch them in their lies.
Well, it won't be long.
Lady Witch, in my opinion, certain people weaponized that child to further their own agendas. And no matter what side of the argument you fall on, that is just wrong. That's exactly right, Lady Witch. That's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. Mm. I guess my way of thinking is that people that were bringing a certain person up in the last week and talking about injunctions and their abuse and their this and their that, um, the people that were putting this in the spotlight were not um, were not satisfied because they didn't, in their minds, get their justice. Which brings me to my next thing I want to say, and I want to address this. I know, Ginger, you were mentioning me directly in your live the other night, last night. You know, you slipped up and you said he. First off, you called me a creator. I don't create anything other than with my hands. Uh, YouTube, the internet for me has been, an escape for a long time from the monotony of helping people and doing daily, you know, laborious tasks that I have to do to make a living and survive in this life. Uh, Things that I were doing before the internet ever existed. So, not to say that, maybe I don't take it as serious as some people, but maybe you shouldn't take it so fucking seriously. Um, Now I know you're gonna have your opinions on that. Oh, people went real life, people did that, people did the other. But the thing is that if you not put your own fucking information out there with people on the internet, you wouldn't be in the position you were in. Now, would you? Just saying. Anyways, to the money comment that you made, you were saying in your live that there were a lot of people that weren't around. Maybe they don't understand. That was very forgiving of you, to say, to basically put that out there. Um, it was very courteous of you. And what you said isn't untrue. The thing is that you got to remember too. I know that your channel is not monetized. I know that other channels are not monetized, right? But you also know that there are people out there that are monetized that do this kind of shit and continue this kind of shit so that they can keep that money rolling in. Sorry if that was a blanket statement that could have been taken as aimed at you in particular, or Amber. That's not the way it was meant. The thing is, at the end of the day, all of us know that even though you're not monetized, clicks and views are nothing but steps up that mountain, right? A lot of people's channels, as an outsider looking in, have been destroyed. Whether it was your account on Patreon, or whether it was your account on Instagram, or just Snapchat, or whatever the fuck, Rumble, whatever the hell it is, YouTube. So just keep in mind that some of us are not as ignorant to what's going on uh, as we were portrayed to be. Oh shit! No, but I can't see which comment I highlighted now. I'm gonna leave it right there. It wasn't the justice they wanted; they wanted blood. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. They want others to suffer. Isn't that wrong? Yeah, it is wrong, in my opinion. Green Eye said, "Hi, heavy chick. Sorry, I've missed. We're talking about had to rip to the. God damn it." And Raven's comment, "Hey, Raven. Sorry, Green Eyes. You said you had to rip to the bathroom up. Yeah, if I scroll up, and I accidentally touch your comments, it gets fucking pinned, and then I can't even see it. Just getting here. We'll try to figure out what's up. Hey, everyone. Oh, and it's not a lot. I just wanted to say that, I don't know if everybody's heard, the latest uh, lives that, Kelly the Advocate did, and where Mo was on her panel, and then the one from last night with Ginger and Amber. But, there was just a few things I wanted to address and say, you know, that, that's basically it. Yeah. Hippie chick said, I've been around since before AD modded Ginger. That means or sod all clown. Sod all clown. So much crap been flung around. It's a wonder anyone can see anything for all the shit in our eyes. Yeah, right. Yeah. Hey, Joe. Well, Joe, uh, Mo was right. I mean, I think Mo, even though she said she wasn't calling anybody out specifically, she was basically saying, um, you know, that, you know, it's not right for all these other creators to keep putting up, the tirade and the rant, you know, um, and then, and then the next night, lo and behold, there's Ginger and Amber talking about it again. And Ginger's putting up pictures of Amber's daughter on her live, and I'm sorry, but you, you have to appreciate that not, not the irony, the hypocrisy. How are you going to sit there and say you never know who is watching, why they're watching or listening, and then do that and go, my kid was abused? What the fuck are you doing?
Don't let that. I would never in a million years allow a picture of my nieces and nephews up.
I never put pictures of my kids on the internet. Now, my ex-wife, different story. But I would never do it. You know? Right. Like I said, the internet, can someone please put in the chat, when has the internet ever been a safe place? I'll wait. you know, okay, uh, okay, think about Natasha Cooper for just a second, right? She scrolls her own phone number, email address, Cash App, PayPal, whatever the fuck else, right? I mean, across the bottom of the screen on the internet, right? So my question is to Natasha would be, okay, do you go to the grocery store and pull your pocketbook out of your purse, open it up, and just tell random strangers that are shopping for lettuce, I don't know, Kraft cheese, fucking, honey ham or a loaf of bread or a frozen pizza or whatever. And every one of those people that you find when you walk through the store, you're like, here's my driver's license number, here's my home address, here's my this, my that, the other, my social security number. Do you do that? No, you don't. Wait, but you're going to complain about 36 CPS calls. You're going to complain about all the hate that you get on a daily basis. You're going to complain about, people being like, it doesn't make any sense. I agree that kids should be left alone. But for bedtime clown, I also disagree with the ideology behind Facebook. I've thought this since 2006 or 2007, whenever the fuck the platform unfurled itself. Its unholy evil self. This is not a good idea, I said. Because people are that fucking gullible.
But I think so much of what has happened with YouTube, people are treating this like going live or making a video is a job application or an interview, and that they're eventually going to get to the point where they make money. It is not that. It is not that.
Yeah. Yeah, hippie chick. Yeah, before it was invented. Right. I'm not surprised, Joe. I was saying, where the fuck do you get your info? It's all wrong, Dorothy. Got to stop shouting at my tablet. Yeah. Right. I mean, we've all seen the effects the internet has had on us as individuals at one point in time or another, right? Like, I'm fixing to fucking go downstairs and get a hammer and smash a hole in my fucking $2,000 laptop. Why? Oh, because I've got a little bit of an issue, a mental issue going on. No, I haven't been on Pinterest. I don't go on Pinterest. I don't have a Snapchat. I don't even go on Reddit. I don't like Reddit. Anyways, I just wanted to come on real quick and, say that shit. You guys want to chat, you're more than welcome to. I'll read the comments out or whatever. I know I'm really boring. You know, let's see. Okay. Yeah. I'm just you gotta remain, for Ginger and Amber, you gotta really believe in what you're saying when you're saying that you're gonna give people on the outside a little bit of credibility and consider what they're saying, and that they may not be necessarily talking about you. They may be talking to a more global point, because there are people that do this kind of shit for money. Um, just the facts, right? Just the facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Oh, and one other thing I wanted to correct what Kelly said. Um, I think it was on her live today. She said there are no paid trolls. That is absolutely not true. There are people that pay other people to troll other people. Just dig into Shanny and Rev. That's all I'll say. Just when you got $700,000 to burn, but you ain't got the time
or intelligent.
or the intelligence to actually troll somebody that got under your skin. That's all I'll say. You know, so yeah, I wish somebody would pay me to troll. I can do it pretty good. Hmm. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about Helen. Hmm. Helen's little statement to me
Oh, what'd she say?
about
What'd she say?
well, right. I mean, yeah, paid trolls exist as much as buying subs exist. Yeah, no, it's true. There's people out there that listen, there's people out there that will pay other people to play video games for them under their profile so they can rank up. But I mean, that's basically the same thing. I suck at a first person shooter game. I have to work or go to school or both. And I would like to be a captain when I come home, uh, by tomorrow night. So I'm going to pay him. It's been an industry wide thing for many, many years. Oh, of course she is, Raven. Yeah, Dorothy, keep my name out of your mouth. You are swipe. No, I don't blame you, Green Eyes. Back into watching police interrogations again. You know, hippie chick. You know what I've been watching last couple of days? I've been watching the Kim Potter trial. I don't know if y'all know who Kim Potter is. Uh, she was the uh, female police officer in, I think, Minneapolis, Minnesota, that fatally, accidentally shot um, Dante Wright was his name. When he tried to run from them, she thought she had grabbed her taser and grabbed her gun. And it's been pretty interesting so far. Um, you know, the prosecution, in my opinion, in this case, has been really weak, really weak. Um, I'm no legal expert, but I do have some experience with legalities, both civil and criminal. Um, the defense has been really strong. A lot of things have come out that even since this happening in April of this year that I didn't know about. Oh God, yeah.
I don't know. Is she talking about the kids from that show?
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to know.
Oh.
Please don't tell me.
Listen, that motherfucker needs to be castrated. I don't. 20 years is not enough.
I don't want to know.
If that's what they gave him, I don't know that that's what they gave him.
Talk to him about it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, no, that's a sick motherfucker. You know, sick motherfucker. Um, yes, I too am glad for that hippie chick. Yeah, I'm. I am. I'm just as speechless at his crimes as I am at the fact that he possibly could have ended up being working for our government because of his father, and it just makes me sick. It just makes me sick.
I got enough shit in my head that I've heard about. I don't want to answer it.
Green Eyes, I don't know if he's been given a sentence. I think I saw that 20 years. It was probably like that's what he's facing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been focusing more on the Kim Potter deal. Um, and I don't even know where I stand on that. To be honest with you, I do know that it wasn't fair for that to be. I do believe that it was not fair for that to be called a racially motivated incident. Now, her negligence could, mean that she's culpable for manslaughter. So I'm more interested in um, closing arguments in this trial and, obviously what the jury comes up with. Um, I've the I've only listened to 2 days of testimony. I've been listening to it, while I work. Um, I'm probably not going to be interested in it again until Kim goes on the stand herself. She is going to testify during the trial. Right now, what the prosecution is doing. Hang on, I'll get to the chat here in a second. Right now, what the prosecution is doing is they are boring everyone to death with, and this is my opinion. This is not necessarily a fact. This is just my opinion. But they are boring everyone to death with calling cop after cop after cop after cop after cop after cop after cop ad nauseum, um, to get them to basically say that they did their job without making a mistake. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Maybe something interesting will happen tomorrow, maybe the next day, where the defense finally fucking blows up at the judge over, you know what I mean? Like, this is ridiculous. We already know what he's going to say in his closing statement. This is all just wasting everybody's time. I don't know. Like I said, I'm more interested to hear from Kim Potter herself, which I think we all did hear from Kim Potter herself. If you listen to or watch the actual body cam video of before and after the shooting and her reaction, but it'll be interesting to hear her, under a more subdued manner, I suppose, recount the events that happened. There aren't going to be any lies told in this trial. No one's going to lie, so there's not going to be anything salacious like that happens. This is all about perception, in my opinion. So yeah, the prosecution is very weak in this case, in my opinion. Is she going to get her job back? No, you made a fatal mistake, right? Is she going to get her life back? Well, a life without harassment from ridiculous, faceless racists and bigots? Probably not. But my prediction is that she's probably going to be either held on the lesser manslaughter count, or she's going to be vindicated. And I do want to say this before everybody or anybody jumps on me about that. These DAs that are prosecuting these cases, they need to stop going for the maximum that they know they can't get. I don't know the laws in Minnesota, but I do know of a law here in Texas, and it's called criminally negligent homicide. Okay. And I'm not going to go into the details of that law, but that in particular charge is punishable in prison if convicted, right? With a sentence of 2 to 20 years. But if you are eligible, if you as the defendant are eligible for deferred adjudication, which means you have not been convicted of a crime prior to that, and Kim Potter had not been convicted of a crime ever, nor had she ever drawn or fired her service weapon in 20 some odd years of service, nor had she ever tased someone. The most she would do in jail, right, with a fair DA that's in office and a fair judge, without ever having to see the inside of a courtroom is 90 days, probably work release if she could get another job, or 90 days in jail, in which she would never leave the county jail, meaning she would never go to a state prison because that's a state felony. And then she would be eligible for deferred adjudication for a minimum in Texas of 10 years. And if she doesn't fuck up any of that and catch another charge, the charge is dismissed. It's not expunged, but it's dismissed, which is all that really fucking matters. So, again, the media wants to portray that she murdered this kid. She did not murder him. She made a mistake. Cops are humans. We're humans. He made some mistakes too. Like thinking it was a good idea to run from the cops. I don't know. It's an interesting trial, in my opinion. I haven't been able to look at chat. Let me take a look. What are you guys saying? It's ridiculous over here. They could only get a 3-year sentences discussing. Oh, well, I don't. What is for? Can you help me out?
Oh, like whatever Duggar did.
Oh God, that's really disgusting. So gutted Ghislaine Maxwell trial, that not being televised. Oh, I know, hippie chick. Oh no. Yeah, they really don't want us to see just how ugly the elite are, right?
Well, it's every nook and cranny of society. They just can hide it.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. Oh shit.
And something.
Yeah, I don't know how to.
You need like a style.
Well, I hate how my only choices are put user in timeout or block user. That's bullshit. I just want to see the comments. It's Raven saying, "Hey," for fuck's sakes. It's ridiculous. Now I gotta scroll back. Where was that at? David.
That's why I gave you the tablet, so you could have the tablet on and see that, and not have to fool with it.
Well, if I could keep my fat thumb out of the chat when I'm scrolling up, which is
your thumb isn't fat. You're a man.
no. Let's see. Where was I at though? Where was that comment?
You were going to see.
Okay, guys, I'm lost.
Okay, so Green, I said the thing about the 3-year sentence. I said it's disgusting. Chick says, I'm so good at Ghislaine, whatever the hell the name is, Maxwell, trial not being televised. And Green, I said she'd like to hear that one, to hear it. And I said that's another one that people are sick. But Hippie Chick agrees with you that the one you're listening to is kind of boring. And
oh yeah.
Hippie Chick agrees. I'm like, I don't want to hear the details, and she says she wants to know who's involved. And I made the comment about my dad's cousin was a sheriff in a small little town, and I heard things I could scrub from my brain. And Hippie Chick was being empathetic and said, sorry, that's harsh. And I said he almost killed a man he was found because he found him abusing an infant. He retired.
Oh my God.
Raven said the media has an agenda to push, so you can't listen to anything that they're saying.
Yeah.
But Hippie Chick agreed that the one that you were talking about sounds like an interesting trial.
Okay, gotcha.
And Joe is laughing at your fat thumb.
Yeah, well, right. I mean, it is interesting. It just, all of them bogged down, from time to time. And, it just, with this in particular one, I don't know how many of you have seen A Few Good Men. But if you remember when they finally got Jack Nicholson in there, and the prosecution was calling, which is about 30 minutes, 40 minutes of the movie, was calling every single fucking member from, Guantanamo Bay, and Tom Cruise gets all pissed off at it, and he's like, "Listen, we're willing to concede that if the state is willing to admit that they're planning to put all 3,000 troops at Guantanamo Bay on the fucking stand, that they're all going to say the same goddamn thing. We're going to concede that they are all going to say the same fucking thing, and that's what I see here. And in a way, it's kind of crazy because it's like, I know people are very opinionated about Kyle Rittenhouse. Look, at the end of the day, Kyle Rittenhouse didn't murder anyone. Did he kill two people? Yes, he did. Did he shoot a third? Yes, he did. But he didn't kill, or I'm sorry, he didn't murder. Murder. There's a difference. He didn't murder, and, they're going to go for these crazy ass fucking charges when they shouldn't be.
No, they go for salacious charges.
They go for salacious charges. Exactly.
Instead of going for the right charge that they
Well, the problem is the right charge might not exist in that state. I mean, that's the problem. I think the same problem, even though my personal opinion about Derek Chauvin is that he did murder George Floyd.
It may not have been premeditated.
He murdered him. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what happened. But there should, in my mind, I would like to think that there should have been something that couldn't be construed as murder, but was also homicide. Right. If you look at the definition of homicide in most states, I only have Texas to go by, right? I mean, I can look up, but other states, but I don't. I'm not a lawyer, and I only have my personal experience to go by, right? So,
she's not going to do it
again. Did Chauvin? My question is this for Derek Chauvin: did Chauvin mean to murder George Floyd? I don't believe he did.
That's why I said I don't think it was premeditated, but definitely murdered him.
Well, he killed him.
No, I think he murdered him.
But I mean, we have our different. I seem to have a differing opinion than everyone on this. It's either he did or he didn't. There's no in between. I think there is an in between.
Well, yeah, there is.
But
again, I'm not a lawyer, right?
I think that Chauvin was willfully negligent, ignorant, and cowardly.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Yeah.
And I also think that people like that should not be on the fucking police force. But there again, we're all human. Was the how can I say this? I'm lacking words right now. Was Derek Chauvin's actions or the result of his actions any more or less than an accident of Kim Potter's? I don't fucking think so.
Oh, I disagree. I completely disagree.
Well, maybe I'm not conveying myself like the way. Chauvin meant to keep his knee on George Floyd's neck. Not because he thought he was killing George Floyd, in my opinion, but because he could.
I think he didn't care.
That's what I'm saying. We're saying the same thing.
Okay.
We're saying the same thing.
Yeah. The problem is that he didn't care.
Right. It's not that Kim Potter didn't care. Kim Potter, in the heat of the moment, drew the wrong fucking weapon. Why? Because even though she was trained, just like all these other officers who, again, like I was saying earlier, were not in the same position as Kim Potter at that time, made a mistake, drew the wrong fucking weapon. Because you're thinking, here's why I think this, okay? You're going to hear a lot, and you've probably already heard a lot if you've been listening to it, about dominant side versus non-dominant side. Your service weapon is on your dominant side. Your less lethal force weapon is on your non-dominant side. The way she's thinking about it in her mind is the way I think about it in my mind, in my opinion. It's opposite. She did the opposite of what she thought was a natural instinct, something that she had never used, and did the opposite. The difference is between the two, in my opinion, they don't teach dominant knee versus non-dominant knee on the neck of a suspect. Well, they also don't teach that you had 9 fucking minutes to stop doing that, and you refused.
Isn't that something they're not supposed to do at all?
Well, I think that did come up, but you know, again, Derek Chauvin was definitely guilty of something. I don't know that it was premeditated murder, but
yeah,
you know,
it was premeditated.
I definitely think that cops that can't discern, I mean, clearly, well, they have no business not only being cops, but they have no business being out on the streets.
If you're too crazy, you can get a gun.
Right. Well, that's a whole nother issue. So what's the chat saying?
We're talking about voluptuous celery.
Voluptuous celery? What the fuck? Babe, do you have a problem? I have to go tinkle?
Okay.
You guys have got Voodoo Queen for just 1 minute.
Yeah, because he doesn't trust me any longer than that. I'm going to talk about his shitty taste in music.
I do not have shitty taste in music.
Okay, y'all have to understand why I think this is so funny. Bedtime Clown is a music snob. I'm talking like a serious fucking music snob. Like he'll say shit and say, "Oh, well, if you listen to that music, you're stupid." And I'm thinking to myself, it's a catchy fucking tune, because he doesn't say this stuff to me. He's not like that. It's a catchy tune, you know. It's not that big a deal, you know. It's not like, for Jesus Christ, music is great. Music can change the world, but it ain't that fucking important that I'm going to gauge someone's intelligence by what music they're listening to. But he is a music snob. And so, as we were getting to know each other, and he tells me, "Oh, I love, Butthole Surfers." And I was thinking, first and foremost, I hope that's the only fucking thing you like is their music and not the name of the goddamn band. Because this ain't going to go anywhere if that's the case. Next, he plays their music. And that's when I was like, oh, shit. I listened to this kind of shit when I was tripping long, long, long time ago. But it became uninteresting after the trip stopped. After like 6 hours, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that was stupid. I'm going to go back to bed. Hey, baby. I was just entertaining people.
Thank you. You know, I'm going to be able to read this chat and see what shit she's been talking. Baby Shark?
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to ban you. I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you.
Oh, me. You asked me to substitute for you, and then
What did you
you're
do?
going to grade my content?
What did you do?
You don't even know what my content was.
You're right, but I'll find out because I'm not taking this down. All right. I don't know what this fuckery's about.
I was just explaining to them why I like to give you a hard time about music.
Oh, why is that?
Because you're a music snob, okay? You can have your quirks. We all have our quirks. But then when you played Butthole Surfers for me, I was thinking, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Yeah, you gotta slam the butthole servers.
No, I said, no, you can't. No. Straight men can't put those words together.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
And they did.
Okay.
Whatever. I ain't mad.
All right.
I ain't mad. Let's see. Oh, sorry, Lady Witch. God damn it. Show, hide. Oh, but I can't see the comment.
Oh, damn it. TikTok maybe.
Hang on. Yeah, I was.
Maybe I will tell you. You can play it back and listen to everything I said.
I know. He
I'm
had
just
the
picking on you.
he had the choice and chose to kill him, hence murder, but not premeditated. That's right. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. Of course, Lady Witch, you're closer to Minnesota than I am. You know, like I said, the 9 minutes. You know, I work with a guy who is so adamantly against
I think it's good.
Chauvin. Chauvin. He was doing his job. Okay, we're okay. Look, he and I are both welders, right?
But his job was to serve and protect.
He and I are both welders, okay, and we both make products, right, for the same company that have a cosmetic aspect to them.
Yes.
Which means that we can't have too much bleed through on the surfaces that the customer sees on our where we put our welds, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter what product it is.
No shitty welds.
No shitty welds. The issue is that our boss not understanding this and being way cheaper than he should be uses material that's too thin.
Yeah.
So the bottom line is that we have to for the material thickness that we use to put these products together, we have to turn our machines down in heat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. The problem is that when you do that, you run a very great risk of the product not sticking together.
Which is important.
Which is important. If you're a customer buying a product, whether it's metal or plastic or whatever the fuck it's made out of, you don't want it to fall apart, now do you? Okay. So here comes the age old, right? How do you do what you're supposed to do without doing what you're supposed to do? You know, so yeah, you know, it's a bit of acceptance, isn't it? Because sometimes I can't. Sometimes I'm a little slower. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I want to turn the heat up. If I turn the heat up, that means I got to go a lot faster. But at the same time, if I turn that heat up, that means that what you're going to see on the outside is going to be destructive, regardless of how fast I go.
Yeah.
The same thing happens if I slow down. You know, that's my point. Derek Chauvin had 9 minutes to decide whether or not what he was doing was wrong. And that look on his face, 60, 70, 80 seconds in, said it all. I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. But that was 60, 70, 80 seconds into a 10-minute long fucking video.
But I think we go back to people whose job can put other people's lives at risk need to be evaluated more often. And if they're not competent, they shouldn't be in that position.
Well, my buddy, one of my best friends, would also tell you that the by and large, blanket statement here, guys, the police don't want people below a certain IQ, and they don't want people above a certain IQ.
Because of this theory that they want them to just do their things.
Right. They don't want them making decisions
On their own.
on their own. That's right. And I think that Derek Chauvin is a perfect example of that.
No, I think he fell below the IQ.
Well, no, I mean he was just smart enough for them to have him in the position of being a foot soldier. Derek Chauvin would never, ever, ever in a million years, hear me out, he would never, ever, ever make it to detective. Ever. No chance in hell.
Right, but he went rogue.
He didn't go rogue.
I think he did.
He's just too fucking stupid and too cold and heartless.
I think he went rogue.
On the surface, in my opinion, he seemed like what the Minneapolis Police Department wanted. The problem is that, when you're dealing with that tolerance of too dumb and too smart, only the smart are the ones that are going to, fall through the cracks where we don't want them. The dumb and dumber ones are the ones that are always going to get in. I don't know. I could be wrong. Who knows?
It's a theory.
It's a theory. That it is. Raven said they are to do what they are trained.
Yeah.
Right. Train told to do. Yeah. Well, right. Yep, Lady Witch. I expect my car to hold together over potholes. Thank you. Yes. I don't weld together cars, but yes, I agree. And I also agree with his job was not judge or executioner. Yep. Same here. Yep. And it's pretty stark, isn't it? That we can't say this. Well, I can't say these same things about what Kim Potter is going through, right?
Yeah.
These same conclusions can't be drawn.
It doesn't seem like it.
With that case, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. So did you guys see that Jussie Smollett got or Smollett, I don't know how you say his last name, convicted on 5 counts of lying. They say, I guess in Chicago they have low lying felonies. Yeah, like what the fuck? Well, in Texas, I mean, we have, there are felonies that are greater than other felonies, but they still count as felonies. I don't know if the same thing is true in Chicago.
Most places you got a felony in your car.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
that's true. Let's see, Joe Madre said, "Green eyes, my hair always looks like a head of celery." What?
I don't know.
Raven says Chicago. I guess Raven, you're talking about Chicago, right? I have never heard of that charge. LOL. Oh, right. The low. What did they say? They said low level or low laying felonies.
I'm working when I'm at work. I don't get the low.
Well, no, babe. You and I listened to it. It was the little 3-minute deal when I got home.
But I couldn't hear it, baby. I was just hearing. I was hearing conviction.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of people in the comments of that video on Fox News, they were saying, well, didn't he commit a hate crime? It's like, oh shit. Yeah, pretty much he did. Actually, he kind of set a precedent, for committing, a certain type of crime.
I still say it's fraud.
Well, it is fraud, but apparently the DA in Chicago doesn't feel the same way. Oh wow, Raven.
I used to do business in Chicago all the time. And I used to walk around, from the site we were at back to the hotel. We would walk like 5 blocks, didn't think anything of it.
Just gunshots or no?
No, not in the financial district. No.
Mm. I would think that would be where a lot of the gunshots would be, in the financial
Haha, but I'm wrong.
district. Sorry. I had to do that. Raven said we used to have a mod from there, and when she was on, you could hear the gunshots in the back of times. Actually, that's kind of ironic you say that, because we just we're both friends of Bill, and we had a member talking about that the other night. She's from New York, yeah, and she was talking about that. We were talking about meditation meetings. And you're sitting there trying to meditate, right? And you hear people screaming and fucking fuck you, and gunshots going off, and it's like, oh my god, you're just trying to fucking meditate and stay sober. But, yeah. See, she said green eyes. Yeah, not all the time, but sometimes you could. Yeah, I mean, well, fuck. I mean, it happens. It happens here where we live to us too.
You don't hear it that often, though.
Oh, do you need the?
No, I don't need it. I'm at 68. You can take it, baby. Or
All
look, I'll bring my phone over there. I've got to go get some more cigarettes.
Okay.
And I need some cherry limeade.
Not stay on much longer.
Okay, good, because I'm fading and I got another interview to do in the morning.
Yeah. My phone is fading slightly faster than you and I.
Oh, I don't know about that.
But anyways. Yeah, so just wanted to clear a little bit of that up, that hey, look, I wasn't necessarily saying that, Ginger and Amber were in it for money. But it was more of a global type of, thing about, keeping the drama going, which I do believe you guys are doing. Don't know why. Well, actually, I think I do know why. I think it was said earlier in the chat, but whatever. And Mo was right. If and my opinion on why she was right was that if you didn't want any kind of unwanted attention towards your children, you wouldn't put your children out there in the scenes or behind the fucking scenes, ever. And as a person that doesn't fucking do that, I mean, don't call me a dumbass for not understanding your fucking position. Because like I said earlier about Natasha, I don't go to the fucking grocery store. I don't go to the gas station. I don't go to fucking 7-Eleven. I don't go to fucking work. Certainly don't go to the fucking internet and be like, here's my phone number, here's my email address, here's my Cash App, here's my this, here's my that, here's my the other, and then bitch about people going real life on me. That makes no fucking sense to me whatsoever. And the reason for that, call me stupid, call me a dumb fuck, call me whatever the fuck you want, call me spiteful, Katie J. You know, I'm not going to take down my comment or edit it because I read it wrong, I guess, earlier today. I thought you were calling me a shit. I thought you were kind of just ribbing me a little bit, but you were saying I've been a spiteful person. I'm not a spiteful fucking person. Just because you don't like what I have to say doesn't mean that I'm being spiteful towards anyone, you know? Um, I do, however, view the internet and all of these platforms, all of these chats, Craigslist, Yahoo back in the day, whatever else. I do view them a certain way. A long time ago, long time ago, I would get butthurt over something said on the World Wide Web. And I realized something early on. If I was going to stay on the World Wide Web and not be viewed as a fucking psychopathic nutcase,
I know what you're talking about.
like someone who would literally take the time to paint their face up like fucking Buffalo Bill and then quote unquote kill them with kindness, because I don't want to be viewed as that kind of fucking person. I don't see that as helpful at all. Ellen, I'm talking to you. I don't need to get on my channel or your channel or get underneath Frankie's comments or Sandra's or anyone else's and talk about how I've helped anyone. I do that shit in my real fucking life without the goddamn camera on.
Or coming from the bedroom or the bathtub, nasty. That's from me, Voodoo Queen.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, Helen. You know, when was the last time you changed somebody's tire for them? When was the last time you stopped a carjacking? When was the last time you helped an alcoholic stay sober? When was the last time you saved someone's life? When was the last time you've done any of that shit?
You know what? I don't think it's.
I just hang on.
Okay, sorry. Here's mine.
My channel is about nothing. Have you never seen an episode of Seinfeld? My channel is about coming on here and having some fucking fun. And I'm sorry, if you or Undercover Mother or Katie J or whoever the fuck else gets a little bit butthurt, but just remember, it's only a little bit of butthurt. Anyway, I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead.
That's okay. No. No, I was going to type it in chat, but pretty much if it walks like a duck and it looks like a duck, it's a fucking duck.
Well, I mean, look, go back to my video with the on the boat. Turn your volume down and wait for it.
I hear you. I just,
You know, sorry, Frankie, but I don't know if you viewed that video or not, but you could use it. The sunrise coming up every morning. It's a beautiful fucking thing. There's a hell of a lot more out there than fucking YouTube. Amber, if I were you, I would be scolding Ginger about putting my daughter's, if I were in your shoes, images up on her video. Tail wagging the dog. That's what that is. Mo, I'm sorry I couldn't sit through more of that live with Kelly today, but just like the Kim Potter trial, I was getting bored and I couldn't fucking hack it. But I stuck around long enough to hear what you said. At the very beginning, it was important. It all needs to stop and it all needs to be fucking deleted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's no reason to keep bashing BAM at this point. Absolutely none.
You either are against it or you're for it.
Yep.
And you can't say you're against it and do it yourself.
That's called hypocrisy.
That's right. These are our observations, guys. We're not slamming anybody. There's so much hypocrisy.
Joe. Raven said for sure. Joe said, agreed. Clown, my daughters were asked to model, and I said, hell no. Don't fucking blame me one bit. Raven, that's very true. Put it online, and you can expect it. Yep. Lady Witch said, I couldn't seriously virtue signal from the tub. Or from space, or from where. By the way, it's talking about that from space. God damn it, I can't remember. Did Michael Strahan go to space and make it back?
What?
I think that was supposed to happen today.
I don't watch the news.
Let's see. Lady Rich said Epsom salt in the tub helps with the butt hurt. Is that a shot at me? No. I know it's not. I'm just kidding. Yeah, right. Oh. All I know is, I'll say this too, that I am a little butthurt at the fact that, she hasn't been on for whatever reason. I don't know why. And the fact that, all of those other motherfuckers seem to be reveling in it.
Yes.
Rolling around like pigs and shit.
That's why I made this statement. They don't want justice. No, it was Lady Witch said they don't want justice. And I said, no, they want suffering.
Yeah. And Lady Witch said they want blood. They didn't want justice. They wanted blood. And I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair.
No. And I personally, like I said earlier, I don't see any of it being any different. I see everybody going at each other. And maybe they don't mean that. Maybe it's just their opinion. I'm not sure.
I think you're giving the benefit of the doubt to too many of them. There are some there are some that probably feel that way, but I mean, anybody.
I just hear what you're playing in the house.
Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, she doesn't get to hear probably 90% of the shit that I listen to throughout the day. Just keep it going, and that's all I was trying to say the other night, Raven. When I said about the money thing, it wasn't that I was saying that Ginger and Amber are monetized. What I was saying was that what I meant to say was that there are other channels and creators out there that do that kind of shit to keep the money train rolling. We're talking about is more on a, I guess, what the word be, the visceral level, of the drama train. There. I don't think it can be denied. Well, I mean, obviously the deniers are going to deny it. I don't think it can be denied that regardless of what was going on between like legally in real life, if that's all true, right? Certain people, before any of that happened, for real, if it really happened, right? Certain people were not happy with an olive branch being extended, right?
Yeah.
And they went on a campaign to bullshit. We didn't get ours, but we're gonna make sure that we put this person out there to fucking do all that. Listen,
Petty.
it's petty. It was the petty of petty, especially a year after all this went down. It's not as if anybody would have expected any justice for, how can I say this, for
anyone.
For somebody that wasn't going to be in the same shoes as that certain person. This went back years.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
What I'm saying is that you had somebody that had, if they had a case, it went back years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you have all these glom-ons. That's my point. That went back a year.
Well, I say this to anyone.
Not fair.
Why
not right.
do you care so much about what people you don't like say about you?
Oh, well, therein lies the problem, right? I mean, there's people that have tools to deal, and then there's people that don't. Mental tools, right? Spiritual tools.
Right.
Listen, the people have said to me on Craigslist, on the internet, not on YouTube, but on Craigslist, before YouTube existed, before Facebook existed, before the world as you know it today existed, right? Just because they could, called me a pedophile.
Right.
Do you think for a second that didn't make me want to be like, I will fucking not only hunt you down and kill you, but I'm going to sue you afterwards? And, the sins of the father, right? I mean,
right, but you didn't because
I couldn't. Because at the end of the day, common sense, wait a minute.
common sense prevailed.
I'm not a fucking pedophile.
Right.
There's absolutely no proof to back this up.
Well, it comes down to you know who you are and are comfortable in that.
And not only that, but wait a minute. I mean, maybe 100 people saw this, and 1 or 2 out of the 100 might believe it.
And
I don't know.
furthermore, I don't, it doesn't matter what people that I don't like say, and it sure as the hell doesn't matter what people that don't know me say.
On top of it not being any of my business.
Yeah.
I mean, right? And why is it not my business? Because I know what I am and I know what I'm not.
And so your opinion.
If I had something to worry about, then I would worry. But I don't have anything to worry about, so why the fuck am I worried? And there again, there again, in my opinion, comes 2 things. And Dorothy, this has come out of your own mouth multiple times, and multiple other, countless other creators. If you're going to get on the internet, you better have what? Chat? What should you have if you're going to come on the internet?
Thick skin.
You just gave them the answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking me.
I said chat. It's okay.
Well, that's because I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to be honest. I was reading chat.
Anyway,
I'm
so
sorry.
now that she gave it away,
I ruined
right,
the game.
You're supposed to have thick skin. And the other thing is, what does it say when you go into a live chat? And I can't look at it on my phone right now, uh, uh, but when you go into a chat or you go to make a comment on something that you just clicked on YouTube, what does it say? It says something along the lines of protect your privacy, right? Protect your privacy and be sure to abide by our community guidelines. Now, anyone, in my opinion, that's got a complaint about what happened to them on this platform, right? YouTube is the platform. Let me just throw out here the way I view this. Okay. YouTube is the platform. My channel is not my platform. My channel is an account on YouTube. The portion of the YouTube community that is choosing to participate in this chat, all 10, 12, or 14 of you, how many of you are here? You are not part of my community. My community does not exist. There is no bedtime clown community. You are all the community of YouTube, because the bedtime clown is actually on the YouTube platform. You are on my channel, yes, but you are not my community. I don't view it that way. I don't view it that way because that's not the way I'm told to view it in the terms of service.
Did you actually read that terms of service?
No, I don't read. I don't have eyes. I'm blind as
Okay.
I'm blind as a bat. I don't even have eyes.
Oh, well, I don't need that facelift then.
Yeah. No, you don't. Right? That's ridiculous. I don't even have eyes. Anyways. Yeah, no. You're all part of a larger community, the entire community of YouTube. The platform is YouTube. My channel is not my platform. My channel is an account. If you don't believe me, she wants me to quote the fucking section, chapter,
Of course
verse,
you do.
page,
That's
whatever.
what I know.
I don't have to. You go read it for yourself. That's how they view it. And that's how I view it too. Because that's the way it is. If I lose this channel and get deleted, I can make another account. How do I know this is true? Because AD can do the same thing. You know, AD, you know, if you remember right, I went on, BAM's panel talking about this dude Penguins that was on Craigslist years ago, and nobody's heard from the dude, in many years. But he spent well over a decade terrorizing all of the forums on Craigslist until finally one day he disappeared. How did they make him disappear? Well, he probably got one of those orders that he couldn't be on social media at all. He was an abuser. But it probably took tens of, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars and a massive amount of butt hurt, to make that possible. Well, that hasn't happened to AD. It has happened to Mrs. Fucking Wonderful. It has happened to Negs. I don't know. It's happened to Rev. It's happened to Shanny. But they're just those two are they're just shadow banned. Like, I don't know why Negs can't come back to YouTube.
Where's the other one? Kim,
Um,
the lady that I thought that was her name. Maybe that's not her name. The one that called people peasants.
oh, Critical K.
Critical K.
Yeah, it's happened to Critical K. Well, I think that has to do with the fact that
The Andrecchio case.
no, well, yes, mass flagging, right?
Yeah.
I've been thinking about back on that live with BAM, and it's like, okay, I mean, now I see it in a way broader view that it probably didn't have anything. Well, may have had some of what I had to say to do with it, but not all.
What you were thinking.
Not all.
I still have to wash off my lower paint.
So, anyways, all right. Well, let's catch up on the chat real quick.
Talk about food.
Tell me, I can't see that comment. What the hell?
You can't see the chimichangas? I guess there's not an emoji con. My cognitive thinking is declining.
Oh, are you talking about Joe Madre? She's cooking fajitas and listening. Oh, that's good.
And then Lady Witch brought up quesadillas. And Green Eyes is talking about chimichangas.
I can't even believe y'all. What?
I'm glad my belly's full.
Chimichangas. I want to know what chimichangas in Australia are like. I mean,
It's probably like when I went to Chicago and somebody said they had Cajun food, and I said, bullshit, they do.
Well, I mean, that's just like us going to Mexico and you'd be like, well, could I have some queso or
Oh, it's not.
I don't. It's
the
not.
same.
It's not even
This is
remotely the
more
same.
Tex-Mex
Like
here.
there's no
American.
right.
It's
It's the same thing with Chinese food. Like I mean, that's not real Chinese food. We're not going to eat crickets. That's the whole thing. We appear to be very food driven. LOL, right? I make them usually beef in a tortilla, then fried. I don't know if it's the same there.
We really have Tex-Mex.
Well, so let's think about what Green Eyes is saying. Usually beef, right, in a tortilla. So you put the beef in the tortilla, you roll it up, and then you fry it.
I think that's a chimichanga.
That's a taquito.
Oh, here, yeah.
Or a flauta. I'm sorry. That's what they call a flauta. If I understand what she's saying correctly. And I love beef flautas. Oh my god, they're the fucking best.
You would eat beef on anything.
Listen, so Vietnamese food, right? You have the what is she saying? The BTC community are freaking gremlins. It's called chimi. Well, it may be called chimichanga. It's not. That is not the same as a chimichanga here. I'm so what you described, Green Eyes, beef in a tortilla and then fried. Usually, you would put like some tortilla, not tortilla, peppers in it. Onion, maybe some onions or yeah.
You got the hiccups?
I can't think of what else you would have. And you roll it up and you fry it. But that would be but not that's not a chimichanga. A chimichanga here, it's like it's
almost like a little patty.
It's a
like a little sandwich in a burrito.
It's like you took the top off of a green pepper, right? And then you filled it with a bunch of whatever you wanted to fill it with. It could be cheese, onions, I don't know whatever else, beef.
That's chili rellenos. That's chili rellenos.
Okay. Well, look up on your phone. What's a chimichanga?
I'm too lazy. I'm tired.
Well, she said, "Yep, that's it." Oh, Joe said, "I love flautas. Chimichanga is basically a big ass deep fried burrito."
That's what Mitch was saying too.
Flauta is rolled but smaller and tighter. Yeah, I like all of that stuff. I really do. I can't eat it much because there's a lot of cheese and grease. and I am lactose and grease intolerant.
Not me.
It really puts the hurt on me. Well, not like Chinese food, but
Yeah, I haven't had.
which isn't really Chinese food, but
I don't care. I don't care. I have to eat Chinese food by myself when he's not here.
yeah. I tell you, it drives me crazy. It smells good. I want to eat it, but I can't. And it fucking pisses me off. Um, do you guys have pho where you live?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Joe. The Rihanna's are the stuffed green poblano chilies with cheese dipped in egg white batter and deep
Yep.
fried. Yeah, yeah.
That's my
I do like those.
that's what I
Those are
get.
so good. It's so good.
I like to try them at different places.
Mm. Love the crispiness. Yep, same here. Yeah, I'm a big fan of um, pho as well. Vietnamese food. I love Vietnamese food.
So he took me to eat pho one time, ladies.
Yeah, she's gonna complain.
I I had to spit it out. It was disgusting. It was not for my palate. It just was not for my palate.
Raven said, "Now I'm hungry again." Yeah, I love pho. Pho is good.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Like I said, it's not for my palate.
Like I said, I can't eat American quote unquote Chinese, the MSG or whatever it is they put
Yeah.
in it. I can't eat it. It makes me sick. I do love to eat it. I don't, I don't hate it at all. I love it. The problem is it just makes me physically ill.
Yeah.
Pho is great though, because pho does not do that to me. I love the banh mi sandwiches. I love the
Mm.
anything that's got the vermicelli and the pork. The
You
with
gotta stop.
with the hoisin sauce and the peanut sauce. I love that. Um,
Now, see, that's crazy because I love Thai food.
My-
I can eat most Thai food.
my favorite. What is she saying?
I just fancy cheese on toast.
Midnight snack is going to turn into a buffet. That's funny. Just fancy cheese on toast. Yeah. Oh, listen, I'm telling you, Green Eyes. I don't know if you can get Vietnamese over there in Australia, but if you can, go for a non-fried spring roll. Oh my God, the spring rolls are fucking awesome. It's basically the equivalent of a Chinese egg roll, but without the cabbage. It's not fried. It's fresh. It has fresh shrimp, um, and vegetables wrapped up. And oh my God, they're so good. So good.
Okay, baby.
All right, guys. Voodoo Queen's ready to hit the sack. I'm ready to hit the sack. Thanks for being here. Um, yep, Vietnamese roll from rice paper. That's right, and the rice paper. That's exactly right. Have a. You guys have a good night, and I don't know.
You gonna come up with a tagline? I like to. God bless.
I don't have a tagline. My only tagline tonight is "Fam, please come back."
Yes, we miss you deeply.
We really do. You know,
We miss our friend and we're worried.
yeah. We want to make sure you're okay. That's all I can say. All right, Raven. All right, Lady Witch. All right, Hippie Chick. Green Eyes. Joe, thank you for coming in.
Everybody.
And yeah, Raven. It's true. Yeah. Give everybody a chance to say what they got to say, and then I'll end it. You know, listen, everybody had their opinions on what happened. Nobody's going to deny that everybody has the right to, you know, express themselves how they see fit. But abuse is abuse, and not you guys, but you fucking hypocrites. You know, you think it's okay to just sit there as a community and bash and bat her down. That ain't right. Ain't fucking right. So
All right, guys.
all right. Love y'all. Have a good night.
Good night.